I know what we have to offer. I know our program is sound. I know it's, we're recognized with the Department of Education. Although we're an online school, we're not a nail company selling you a weekend course.
Welcome back to another episode of the Succeed Against the Odds show. Today, as my guest, a very special guest, I have Cheryl Thibault. Welcome, Cheryl.
Hi.
So, Cheryl, you are such a special person to me. I met you, I think it was a couple of years ago or so. Was it? What about 2 years?
You are going to make me cry.
Oh, no. You're welcome to cry. And Cheryl, when I met you under a specific business name. And then as I got to know you, I found out you had a lot more businesses than just one. And you totally fascinate me because you're a very quiet person. Cheryl's a very quiet person, but there's so much power behind this woman. So I want you to know Cheryl at a deeper level because I don't think there's a lot of information about you online. And I think the world needs to know who Cheryl is and what Cheryl does and the difference that you make. So after saying that, can you share what you do?
What I do?
Mm-hmm.
Work-wise?
Yes. Work-wise.
Work-wise. Okay. Of course, I have aesthetic and nail tech school, which I started in 1983. I graduated in 81, but I had to leave my two children in Saskatchewan and go to Manitoba because there was no school in Saskatchewan at that time. And I sort of made it my goal to not have other people leave their children to gain an education. So I came back and decided to start a school. And so I put the wheels in motion and got everything I could in place. And 2 years later, I had a school in Saskatchewan.
So this was a physical school?
It was a physical school.
So the people could take their children with them? Is that how?
Oh, that came later, actually. Funny you should ask that because I think it was my third or fourth location that we actually opened with the daycare. And they would bring their kids and put them into daycare, which was down the hall from us. And so that was part of it later. But my first one wasn't like that. My first one was just quite small, actually. And then the second one was quite a bit larger, where we took 20 to 30 students at a time. It was quite a large school. I had a 3-year wait list. So it was pretty good.
It's amazing.
That was in the 80s when things were bad. So.
And then you took a physical location and now it's an online training school where you can get certified. You can train and learn from your own home on becoming a nail technician and certified. Now your school, if I am correct, your school is the only school in Canada that is recognized by the government?
As far as we know. Unless someone snuck up recently. As far as we know, we're a registered trade school. And with teaching online now, again, back to the basics, I had to leave home. Now there's more schools and more availability for people, but there's also people in remote areas that cannot access a school, or people that have just had a child and don't want to leave the baby and go back to school, or in retraining where they're home-based, most of them, and they may have a disability, so they can now start their own little business in their home and feel better, contribute to the family, and make a difference.
Well, the fact that the training is online makes it not only easily accessible, but it gives you that time flexibility. Because if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, I believe your courses start anytime, so people can just sign up
Yeah.
Anytime they
Any
want,
day.
they can do the homework. They have a deadline to do their
Yeah.
homework.
Yeah, depending on which course they take. If it's a 200-hour course, they have 9 months. If it's a 400-hour course, we allow them 12 months. And then they can finish it within those boundaries.
So what inspired you to go from brick and mortar to online completely?
Okay. Well, although I come across as quite shy and I take the back corner, I kind of have a passion for Harley Davidsons. And on a trip through California, I was actually in a near fatal accident, and I was laid up for the good part of a year. I was in a wheelchair and had 2 leg surgeries and almost actually lost my leg. So that was nice that I still have it. And I don't want to say it was out of desperation, because I did have a 4-level school at that time with no elevator. And when you're in a wheelchair, you really can't get from one area to the other. So I had to close that location and go into our smaller location. And from there, I realized I wasn't helping enough people, because I was limited to 6 to 8 students, and there was so many that wanted more. So I just got creative and figured out a way that we could reach them at home. So we made a series of videos, start to finish, textbook cover to cover, and put a course together. It took almost 3 years to finish, and presented it to the school board, and they approved it, and here we are, basically.
That's amazing. So out of adversity, something amazing
Yeah.
that you created, because now it's accessible all over North America. It's not just local, right? So now you're giving the opportunity to anyone who, whether they already have a job and that they don't like, or they don't have a job and they feel like they need something, or they have a passion for nails, and like it could be any of those. You've created a platform where it's so easily accessible. And I had the pleasure to see one of the workshops where that you were hosting. You were hosting Phoenix, which we have in the show as well. And just to see the people attending attending your school and coming to the workshop, just how passionate they are about what they do, and how happy they were from what you were providing to them. The joy that you provided to them.
It's a fun business. Like it is a lot of fun. And you have to, you get your nails done. That person is holding your hand. You can't get any more intimate than that, right? Well, you can, but not professionally. And, you get to know them. There's so many people that I have had where I've known before their husband that they're pregnant. I'm so excited, but I can't tell him yet. I just, you're the first one. I need my nails done before I can go and talk to him. And, so many intimacies. I get calls, I just got engaged, and there I go.
And that's okay. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting point, because I think a lot of us, until you pointed that out, I never thought of a nail technician as someone you bond with. But you're right. Your hand is being held, and you have the opportunity to have a conversation and create a bond.
Yeah.
So it goes beyond just being a nail tech. It's that human connection in addition.
It is. Most of my friends to this day started as a client across the table. Obviously, it's been my life, and it's not just nails. We do have aesthetics as part of our course too. And sorry for tearing up here. I get emotional. So my passion is to, help people and help students, and however we can, to try to change and, empower them and make them feel more confident. And it is a passion for me. So sorry about that.
There's nothing to be sorry about. There's nothing to be sorry about. So now that's the school. That's the training. So that's the nail tech school. But you have more because you have a spa line of products.
We do.
So that is a separate company that is all the supplies.
Yeah.
So that's separate from the actual training school. So that's a company all on its own. And that one's called?
That one's Spa One.
Spa One.
And the reason that we chose the name Spa One actually was my son went to Japan after high school for 5 years. It was a lonely time without him. And we hosted many exchange students while he was away. And the one word everyone knew was one. Everybody knows the word one, no matter what language you speak. You know, one is either uno or whatever, you know, and a spa is the spa. So it just became simple that would be the name that we chose, because everyone internationally can say it and recognize it. So that's how we chose the name. And I started helping develop a nail care line so that we could offer it to the students at a reduced price than purchasing from a distributor, because students are on a low budget. And so the line was developed, and because I didn't have a big overhead of a warehouse at the time, we could afford to sell at a few dollars a jar less than another supplier. And so that's how it started. And it ended up that they liked the line and wanted to keep using it. So from there grew the distribution company. So then we have a full warehouse and 115 colors and our core line of products, plus a lot of stuff. So yeah, so that's our wholesale division, and that we sell strictly to professional nail techs. Once they're trained, we get that out there to them.
So you have Spa One, which is the products, and then the name of the school is, I think we didn't mention the name of the school is?
It's Mirage.
Mirage is the school where you get the training to become a nail tech.
Mirage Spa Education.
Right, and now you recently opened an actual brick and mortar store. So that's the nail tech store. Is that the name of the store?
Yeah, nail tech store.
So there's also that's 3 companies. 3. And there's a 4th one.
Well, the nail tech store actually sells the Spa One product. So they've sort of married that way. So it is the distribution company for the Spa One brand.
Is it only for wholesale?
Spa One is strictly professional.
No, I'm talking about the nail tech store.
Yeah, no, nail tech store actually has
so I
another entity. Yeah, we there's another edge to the market that people don't really realize in the professional industry is the retail market. And retail is a huge place in the industry, because people don't just go and get their nails done. If, say, for example, you go get your hair cut, but you buy the shampoo, you know, you buy the conditioner, but you still go to a professional to have your hair done. So we've gone that direction with nails, and we've actually made another brand where we teach people how to, you know, maintain their nails at home and keep them pretty until their next professional appointment. Or there are those who will never, they can't afford to, or they're very creative and they love to do their own nails themselves. So we've made that available for them. That's called Get Nailed at Home.
That's another company.
Yeah, and that one is good because as a professional, and you have a little table beside you where you're even selling the product, some people think, okay, let me backtrack. How that started was I was fully booked and I could not even fit in a repair. Thank God a lot of my clients didn't break their nails. So one came in one day and needed her nail repaired, and there was no way. I was 12, 15 hours a day at that time as it was. And she said, you know, Cheryl, you've been doing my nails for 20 years now. I know how to fix it. Can you just put together a tiny little kit and I can go fix my own nail at home? And I thought, oh no, I'm going to ruin my business if I do that. And she begged me enough that I did. And the next time she came in, she bragged about it in front of other clients. And they were, I want a kit too. I want a kit too. And I'm thinking, oh no, what did I just do? And it worked in my favor, because what ended up happening was they would fix the one that was broken instead of going somewhere else. So I kept them as my client, because as soon as you go sit in someone else's chair, it's easy for the person to say, can I fit you in 2 weeks? And you say, oh yeah, sure. And there you are. And so that way I never lost any clients. And what ended up happening is they loved to do the fill in between. So they started coming every second appointment instead of every appointment. And thinking that would hurt my business, it actually helped my business, because I doubled my clientele. So from not being able to take any more clients to now finding space to almost double was huge. So again, I guess three chances, 3 businesses, it just happens. So I think when your heart is there, it just happens.
And you get creative. And what I love about what you shared is it shows how an entrepreneur thinks. You didn't, yes, you were concerned that your customer you may lose customers because now they could do their own nails. But then you went that extra step and you started thinking, hang on a second. If I don't provide this, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And you went through that whole process thinking they're going to go somewhere else, and that someone else is probably going to try to get them to come back to them. And if they like to work somewhere else, I'm going to lose them as a client. So you really went through that whole process of what could happen. And you created a platform where it kept your clients within you. And then they were bragging to other people. It's like, well, what other nail tech do you know that gives you the repair kit if you need it?
Yeah.
In case she can't fit you in at that right,
yeah,
at the time that they need it, right?
Yeah.
So I say that's absolutely brilliant.
Well, the other thing too is not only that, but it increased revenue for the salon, because now I have a retail division, which hair salons have in their shampoo. Nail salons could only sell a bottle of nail polish, and now we have a full line of products.
I think they're great Christmas gifts. If you know someone that, you know, either wants to start just for fun or just, like you said, they can't afford it.
Yeah. What we found happen is they would start out with a small kit and love it so much that they would become a student.
Oh, really?
So
take the course.
That worked against us in the beginning, I thought, and now it's for us now, because they would play with their nails and, oh, I love doing this so much. Can I do yours? And they'd start doing their friends, and the next thing you know, they're enrolling in the course.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, it's full circle. It's come around. So
biggest business challenge and how you overcame
it? Okay. Honestly, I don't think there has been one challenge. There's a challenge every day in business. You just overcome. Sometimes takes a little bit longer because they're bigger challenges. But I couldn't pinpoint one in particular, because there are so many. My accident was a huge one, because I thought that would take me out.
And you were out of commission for how long with that accident?
Actually, funny enough is I sat in my wheelchair and filed nails from my wheelchair. So I didn't stay down for long, but me offering someone a service is not the same as providing someone an education. And when you can't hover over someone and guide them, it really made me think, how can I help other people in the education? That's my passion, is the education, more so than the service end. It's the education part. But going online was a huge challenge, because I went online in, I think we totally launched in 2009. Where we started accepting students in that platform. And I think it was 2012, I closed my actual school and went 100% online. And that was scary, because, that's your comfort zone. And I went to a trade show and was meeting people. Okay, you know the saying from business, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. So you really need to surround yourself with bigger people than you. And so you do that by going to trade shows and seminars and everything. And while I was at this one, I had met several people who are bigger than me, the leaders in the industry in so many areas, from makeup to nails to health to everything, go to these places. And it's funny because they all, like you, quite surprised to me, is show more interest because I just think it's the next phase for me. And they're like, oh my God, what did you create? That's amazing. And one in particular is Doug Schoon, and he is a leading chemist in our industry. He's a co-author of our textbook, which is globally recognized. And he asked if he could review my program. And so I sent him my course outline and the course and how we delivered things. And he sent me an email asking if he could make a video for me to endorse the school, because his words in the video was that we don't cut corners and other schools do. And to this day, I know that I'm the only one he's done that for. And that's huge. That's huge.
That is huge. How did your potential students at the time, when you made the decision to start the online part, from your perspective as the business owner that is launching something brand new online, now it's reaching outside your physical area, how at the time was it received? What was the credit? I know with Doug Schoon, it totally elevated the credibility because now you had someone of extremely high caliber in the industry endorsing the school. But prior to that, how did you find that there were a lot of skeptical people about, like, how could I possibly learn online?
Yeah.
This is a hands-on type of training. How could you possibly learn? Now, I've seen the stuff that you send to the students and how they're tested. And I'm like, it's absolutely brilliant. What was the reception from your potential market at the time? Was it tough? Was it tough to get people on board right away?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. There's people who, I don't want to call them techies per se, but there's people who get online education. They're the more forward thinkers. They know which way the trends are going, and they jumped on board right away thinking, hallelujah, I found something I can do from home. And they were like hot on. And then and we still get them. And you know what? I'm glad we do, because there's people who check you out and they really investigate. And that's great, because I like that. I know what we have to offer. I know our program is sound. I know it's, we're recognized with the Department of Education. Although we're an online school, we're not a nail company selling you a weekend course where you think you know everything. Our course is 400 hours long, the nail one. And that's how long it was when you sat in front of me at school. And then once you start getting into the course, you think, holy cow, this is much deeper than I ever thought it was. There's 22 chapters, anatomy, chemistry, they're big chapters. And it's not just sitting and painting someone's nails, and it's a lot of work. And for example, when I had my school and you would miss a day or two, well, it's really hard to go back and pick up because classes moved on. And not many people do that. They won't take you back. They'll say, well, get your homework from so-and-so or whatever. Where with us, if your kids are sick and you have to miss a day, you can go back to where you left off and carry on, so you've never missed a day. And the other challenge that we had in school was, when you're learning, it takes you a good 4 to 5 hours to do a set of nails on a model. and you've got bathroom breaks, you've got lunch breaks, you've got everything in between. It's really difficult to get someone to sit in your chair for an entire day. Whereas now we have our training hand, and you can do one nail and stop.
It looks
and
like
come
a
back.
robotic hand.
It's an amazing hand.
We should have a picture of this.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. So so anyway, that has made so much difference. And then when the student, the other thing too is you're holding a nail file, and if you go too sharp on the corner, you've cut your client's cuticle or her sidewall, and you've got to now deal with that. Whereas when you learn on a training hand, you learn all the proper filing techniques on a dummy hand. You don't learn them on a human hand. And so by the time you pick up the human's hand, you're so confident in your own skill that your technique is down and your time has gone from 5 hours to 2, and you're ready to take on clients. So we make our students, they have to do 50 procedures.
50.
50. Yeah, not 5. Some students walk out with 5, if 5.
You mean another?
I've had people come to me for upgrade training where they've watched a video and that was all the training they got on that one particular course. It's sad, but we can take pride in that. It doesn't happen in our school.
But that's what makes your school excellent. And when you're learning a trade, I mean, you want to learn the best, you want to be the best at it, or you're not going to be, you're not going to stand out from your competition if you're going to put crappy work up there.
That's right. That's right.
Actually,
that's right. It's
bad
true.
work. You know, bad work. You lose clients, and I've had that experience where, when I moved from one city to another, and I had to change nail techs, and then I went to whatever I could find online. So I did a search, and I had the worst experience ever. Even though the ratings were decent online, it's that specific person, right? It's not necessarily the text plays. And it was probably the worst I ever had. And I've had my nails done in different places. So yeah, you can, I don't know where.
Yeah, if you're shopping for a nail tech, what I recommend you do is look at people's hands. And so many people have different hand shapes. They have different nail beds. They have different nail shapes. If the person you saw was used to doing a flat, wide nail, and you come with long, slender nails, and they're not experienced in that, they're not going to do a good job.
No, this was not that case. This was where every nail was a different length, and some of them were like really bumpy, and it was, I think, the person probably learned watching a video. YouTube. Like you said.
YouTube, I know.
I don't know, but it wasn't the best experience. Actually, it was so bad that a week later I found someone else to correct it, because it was that visibly bad.
Yeah. So if you are going somewhere and you do see, the cashier or the server or whoever has a nice set of nails, just ask them for a referral. And
good tip.
Find out who does their nails, because then you'll know. You can take pictures off anything and put them on your Facebook or your webpage. Doesn't mean you did them.
That's true. That's very true.
So when you see someone's actual work, ask them who did them, and that's the best referral.
Let's go back to the kits that you prepared for your clients that now are a company on their own. So it's like Get Nailed at Home.
I didn't tell you how we got that name, because I told you how we got Small One and everything. When my client did come back to the store and showing off her nails, and she said, "I just got nailed at home," and everyone went, "What?" And so that's how the name came.
That is so cute. So it was your customer that named it.
So it's a play on on that. So it's a great name. You don't forget it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And and that's also very key when you're naming a product. Tell us more about that, because I believe you have it in the plans, if you haven't already rolled it out, where anyone can actually buy and resell as well. So you can actually make a business out of this. Is this actually, do I remember this correctly from our conversations?
Yeah.
So maybe we can share that with our audience.
Sure.
Because it's another way of creating income.
Exactly.
By being a distributor.
Yeah.
and reselling these in your local area. And so you ship everywhere? Do you ship?
We do that product. Again, because the spa one is a professional line, we only, and I have to stress that because people think, oh, you sell to everyone, and no, we don't.
The spa one is only for the nail techs.
And you have to show us your license before you can even buy from us. Our website there's no pricing or anything on it. It's locked up. So there's that. Nailed. But the Get Nailed, we've made an affiliate program. And again, say for example, I just say single mom because I've been one most of my life. You're out of sources to earn income. What were the stats? 67% of women are single income earners in their home. Women. And I think it was a high percentage. It was over 40% of them have children under 3. That's huge, and a lot of them don't have a source of additional income. Where this way, it helps them too. They make a commission off a referral in selling a product that, they can just refer, go on the site, purchase it, and they get a check.
So they can have an affiliate link. So you assign an affiliate link so they could have a website or just share it on social media, and then they get the cut.
Yeah.
I want that. I'm not joking. You're going to see this affiliate link on one of my websites. I am not joking. I did not know you could do that.
Yeah.
So you're on board, girl. We're getting your product on one of my websites. So look out for that. And you can do the same thing. That's amazing. So many opportunities with what you offer. The training as a nail tech, being able to get the products at a discount, wholesale price directly from your school through the spa line, spa one line.
Through Nail Tech Store.
Right. Yeah. And then through the Nail Tech Store, yes. And then they Get Nailed at Home line for either yourself for your self-use, where you don't have to be a nail tech per se, or you can be you can distribute it, and you can have the affiliate and make some cash on the side without doing anything.
Exactly. We've made videos. So it's a step-by-step video, and once you become an affiliate member, you can log into, we call it behind the red curtain. So you can go behind the red curtain, and there's all the training videos, step-by-step guides, procedures. If you want to do a party and have 4 friends over, we've got a step-by-step guide on how you can actually walk them through each step and show them how to do it. So
sounds like a fun bridal party.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, nails are fun. And here I am 30 plus years later, still in the same industry, and it's bigger than it ever was. When I got in, people would say, oh, what are you taking? And I'd say cosmetology, and they'd think I was studying the stars because they had no idea. They weren't movie stars, but the stars in the sky.
So thinking cosmology versus cosmetology.
Yeah, that's how new it was. And in the 80s, when nails first started, we had this thick product that we'd actually plop on the nail, and we would have to squeeze it with our fingers to mold it while it hardened because there was nothing else.
Okay, so you got me curious. What was the thing that made you fall in love with it? Like, when was the first time you saw it or heard about nails? And what was that transition? How did you go from there were no nails and then now there's industry starting to...
Well, when I was 10 years old, I had a Doberman who loved wearing purple nail polish on his toenails. No, he hated it.
I was going to say, really? How'd you know?
And the smell, and he would turn his head, but he got purple toenails because I just loved crafts, and I loved dipping flowers, the back in the day, and anything that was craft related, I would lock myself in my bedroom and just play and do crafts the entire day. And that sort of grew me into the artsy part of it. I can't paint a picture, but I can paint the smallest little picture on a fingernail, and it's just funny. So when I was a young teenager, I was babysitting, and my friend came over with me, and she asked me, what are we going to be when we grow up? And I said, well, I'm going to have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, 2 years apart, and I'm going to be in the makeup and beauty industry. And she said, oh, okay. And that's exactly what happened. I had 2 kids, 2 years apart, and went into the beauty industry. And that's the story of my life, pretty much in a nutshell. It's just been ongoing from there. But yeah, I guess childhood dream, you could say it was. So it is.
I love it. I do, because you followed your passion.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah. Speak it into existence, right? So that's how I started. So my little Doberman got his nails painted, and now they even have artificial nails for dogs now. I don't know if you've seen them online.
No.
They're little clips.
Okay, so here's my question. Why?
I didn't invent them, but I wish I would have.
Why?
Oh, they're just so cute. They're little clip-on nails, and they're all different designs and colors, and you can clip them on your dogs.
Is this for the little dogs?
It's for every nail size. They just come right off. They're like stick-on nails, but they make them for dogs now. So
There's a whole new industry.
The industry is endless. It's just, there's always.
So are we going to see a pet line coming out soon?
No, I don't know. I never say never. Never say never, but who knows? But I just have to throw a little plug out here, because I had the honor, and I work with these people now, of in the 80s, there was a nail company, one of the very, very first nail companies that was ever built was by a dentist. That's how our nail products came to be. I don't know if you knew that, but they started out as porcelain nails when we had porcelain teeth way back in the day.
Wow.
And this dentist started designing it for the nail industry in the United States. And his name was Dr. Nordstrom. And now his children is Jim Nordstrom and Jan Arnold. And they started the company called Creative Nail Design way back then. And now it's been, sold out. And Jan is still with that company, but Jim has married someone in the industry, of course, and they now have another product line that I'm affiliated with, and we use it to teach with as well. And so now it's so humbling to know that you're working with the son of the original founder of the entire industry. It's amazing to think that you can affiliate yourself with people like that. They're great people.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
And all these years later, here we still are, right? So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm honored to be with them. I don't know what else.
You don't know what else. That like, you're leaving me, I'm like speechless. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a big industry. And as well as the nail industry, which is the fun part of the beauty world, nails and makeup's always the fun part, and it's recession proof. That is the one thing about it, is if you are going to go into an industry that is recession proof, it truly is. People will always get their hair done, they will always wear lipstick, and they will now always paint their nails or something. So it is a good industry to be in. Where I was leading with that is we now have aesthetics as part of our online education. So how we teach that is a little bit different. We teach the theory and the videos, and then we suggest that the student finds herself a salon where she can apprentice in and learn from the salon how to do it. But we offer the theory online now.
So many opportunities with you.
Yeah.
Didn't I say? Powerhouse, like the quiet powerhouse. Like there's so much force behind you. You're like this quiet person with all the stuff that goes on, and when someone meets you, has no idea of all that you're running, right? Because of your quietness. But there's so much that you offer, and your passion for what you do. Oh my goodness, it's screaming through the screen. And
I do love what I do. I do.
I know, because I've had conversations with you as well outside of this interview, and it's always there. It's and that's what makes it so much more meaningful and much more beautiful, because not only you're passionate about the industry, but you have a big heart towards the people that get into the industry. And I know that you're out there to change lives for the better, and you're doing that because I've seen it. So kudos.
Thanks.
Well done.
There goes the tears. I think, well, I don't think, it's obvious. It's been my life's passion, is to help other people, especially single moms, people who really desire to change and to grow, because this industry, it's just full of growth, and when I send out my diplomas, I don't just do my diplomas. They take a lot of time. I handwrite every student a letter, and I put it in. Sorry. Anyway, they take a lot of time. And I just said one day, oh, I just wish I could do this faster. I just, this is just so time consuming. And someone said to me, Cheryl, think of all those lives you've just changed. Now I love doing it. So, sorry.
No,
I don't mean to
all
cry,
good,
but
it's all good. So the perspective, and yes, because it means so much for the person who maybe has had to put their pennies aside to be able to take the program, and in the end, after all the hard work, not feel like a number, but actually someone who's been valued as a student. And
this is the reason I stay in the background, because my heart is so out there that I do cry a lot, and it's embarrassing.
But they're good tears. They're good tears.
Oh gosh, over simple things. But yeah, I think when you can put your heart so deeply into something, it just keeps you going. Every day when you don't want to wake up, you just wake up and say, okay, what can we do today? So it does keep you going. So that's the other reason, is so many, and I can say so many because I know there is. I hear all the stories, but so many women hate their jobs. They hate what they do. And that reflects on their children. And there I go again. I was going to just powerhouse that one out there, but it didn't work. And when you can give them an opportunity that they love what they do, they love the people they're with, and that reflects on their children.
It gives the children a good example, because there's not much positive impact that can take place towards our children if we're not happy doing what we're doing. And because it shows, even if we don't say anything, we appear miserable. Yeah. And when we're doing something that we enjoy, that at least provides a certain lifestyle, it inspires the children at some point, regardless, depending on what their age is. But when they
or
they
your
do
husband,
look back, and
or
anyone
you're
around
with,
you,
exactly.
anyone around you,
And then the best part of the day is looking at your day book and seeing who you get to see today. Oh, I get to see Francesca today, and then your whole day is better because you get to spend that hour sitting across the nail table, or having a facial or whatever you're doing. And you just love the people, and it's such a diverse thing when you can come home happy, instead of coming home cranky. And it makes such a difference when people love what they do. I've not only single moms that are struggling, but we've had people who are corporate executives that quit to file nails because they cannot stand their job. And this one's fun. I mean, you feel better when you get your nails done. I do, right? And it's a feeling for us to be able to give that to you. So when we help people feel better about themselves, it's just that extra perk that makes you
you get that feel better in return.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. And then it makes you feel good that you did a good job, and then they're happy, and they can't help but think about you until the next time they see you, because every time they look at their hands, they're thinking about you.
Well, hopefully it's a good job. I had one when I lived in Kelowna before I moved this way. One of my friends from childhood came to visit me, and they brought a nanny with them, a little babysitter so they could go. And this person looked at me, and she was in her 20s. She wasn't a child. And she said, "Oh my God, Cheryl." And I'm, "Yeah, you gave me a nail demo when I was in grade whatever." And she totally remembered who I was from way back when I used to, promote on career days, and we would have them come in and do a little nail or something on them. And she remembered me, and I'm sure it was 20 years later. It was interesting how you impact people and don't even realize that you are. So
true.
it is
so true. And we do that every day.
Yeah, we do. And so we need to keep up on our positive reading.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Cheryl, if our audience wants to get in touch with you, want to know more about the school, want to learn more about you, I know you're pretty private as far as you as a person. So I think we probably got more out of you than it's ever been online. I don't know. However, if our audience wants to find out more about the school and the training, or even the affiliate program for the products that anyone can use, where is the best place to reach you?
Well, the school's website is miragespa.ca for Canada. So miragespa.ca, and it's MIR, Mirage, and getnailedathome.com.
So, and those are the ones where you find the affiliates. Is it on both or just on the Get Nailed?
Well, we only had it for, it's for everything now, actually. It's even for referrals for students. So
which one?
All of them.
All of them.
So we've put it as a referral.
So you can make money. That's going on my website too.
Why limit it, right?
Why not?
So, I mean, if you had a niece or a friend who had a friend who was interested in the course, then you could refer them, and we would send you a cash referral for referring them into the course.
That's fantastic. See, so many different ways that you can bring money in. You don't even have to go out there and push it. And
it's easier to share than to keep it all for yourself, right?
Yeah, so absolutely. And you're helping other people. You said something before we wrap up. You did say something earlier, and I really don't like cliches personally, but when you were saying, I'd rather teach them so that they can, it made me think of that line. Oh, teach them how to fish rather than don't give them a fish, but teach them to fish so that they can just keep on eating, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what you're doing. So I think you are a gift to this world in so many ways. You're a gift to me as a friend because we're friends. So I'm blessed to know this woman personally. So sweet.
And I'm honored to know her because she uplifts me. So you are the wind under my wings.
This episode is about you. But thank you. No, seriously, your heart is so big, and you inspire more people than you realize. And I think you need to know that. Well, so I am telling you this officially for the world to hear, because I see what you do. And it is creating an impact. It is impactful. So thank you for that.
Thank you for saying that. It's true. I think my heart gets me in trouble sometimes because I end up giving too much and say, "What did I do?"
It comes back tenfold.
Yeah, it has, and it has in so many ways, that are not financial. So
yes, and those are more rewarding.
Those are the rewards.
Yeah, those are the rewards.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Here you have it. There you go. Here you have it. I'm all bella. Check out miragespa.ca, but that's open to anywhere in the world. So it's not just Canada. You can access the training from anywhere.
You can. We actually currently have a student in Chile.
So there you go.
Now,
so it doesn't matter where you are. You can take the program, you can take the training. You can get certified if you are in Canada, and I believe in some of the states.
You're an international student. If you come to us outside of Canada, you are registered as an international student. So you just have to check the governing board in your area to make sure that they accept Canadian credentials. And if they do, you're good to go.
And they're good credentials Even if they don't, at least for your own knowledge, you need to take the training. There you go, because it is the most complete program.
It is very thorough.
Right? Like you
Yeah,
said, they
yeah,
can come for upgrades.
Yeah,
Correct?
and we do have graduates from other schools that actually take our course because it is that thorough that they will pay twice because they found us last. So find us first.
Do it right. Start right from the start, right? Like just get it right from the start.
Thanks.
It's totally worth it. So check it out. Thank you for being my guest, for being
Thank you for
amazing, and
having
for
me.
being you and for what you're doing.